All right, welcome back to another episode of 217 South Mills. We told you we were going to get to the video of the Gregg Williams Bountygate speech from the New Orleans Saints pregame locker room speech that was illegally obtained. Somebody snuck in and recorded it. We're going to play the video. We're going to give you our 2 cents while the video is playing. And we're going to get it started.
You don't fucking apologize for how we're going to play. You're here for a reason. You're here because we saw in you. And we hope we pick the right person that won't apologize for the team where we have to be. There may be better athletes, but not defensive football players that have to go into war tomorrow and play the way we fucking play. A line troubled by doubt cannot focus on victory.
I like that.
Production business.
The mind troubled by doubt.
Right now.
Oh, you didn't pause it.
I'm pausing right now.
Yeah, but no, it's they talked over me.
Well, don't freak out. I agree with you. It was a great fucking
Should
line.
we just start over?
No, we're not starting.
Yeah, we're starting over. It's fucking stupid.
Starting over. It's great.
It's in the middle of a fucking thing.
It's talking about the NFL being a production business. We all know it's a fucking production business. We're making a production here for crying out loud. Our business is better than theirs. I agree with you. It's a great speech. It already starts off. It's motivation. It's before a football game. I'm trying to motivate a team to go out and fucking get a victory. And I like it. I actually had Gregg Williams in Washington.
Oh, no shit.
Crazy fucking intense coach.
Really?
But nothing illegal, they said. But
Anything that you've heard so far that you haven't heard from Coach Huber or anybody like that?
Motivation. It's not even as motivating yet as what we've heard from motivational speeches.
How about from your high school? Do you think it was anything?
Not even close to Jody Antona at Westside, no.
Okay.
And I'm sure not as close to Stephen Hagan at Everest either.
So I haven't seen anything
coaches, no.
that would be offensive.
Not even close. And do not get on me about my pause.
Your pause sucks.
Got high at the top. We got a lot of guys up at the top. Kill the head, the body will die.
And we also got to remember, there's a lot of talk about killing the head, hitting the head, touching the head. This is before everybody became a pussy in the NFL and in football when you can't hit above the shoulders, below the waist. You can't, you got to lay them down on a pillow when you take them to the ground. This is when you were still able to be extremely violent in the game of football.
We've got everything in the world to make sure we kill Frank Gore's head.
Frank Gore's
We want him running sideways. We want his head sideways. Little 32, I want to knock the fuck out of him.
I like
He has no idea what he's in for. When he's on the sideline, we got to turn that motherfucker over, turn the coaches over, turn the spectators over, go get that motherfucker on the sideline. It's a great game. It's production business. We get fucking Smith right there. Remember me. I got the first one. So lay that motherfucker out. We're going to dominate the line of scrimmage, and we're going to kill the fucking head. Every single one of you, before you get off the five, affect the head. Early, affect the head. Continue, touch and hit the head. They're going to come in. They're going to be shocked with our contact. They're going to be shocked with our speed. They're going to be shocked with our strength. You kick field goals, be the best defense in that stadium. Remember the walkaways. And remember, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we'll get on that bus, right back to that airport, and get ready for the next one. Respect comes from bigger.
So, 2 things here. One, whatever it takes. Me and you both know that. You got to get the W. Whatever it fucking takes to get the W. And then the line that he said right there, respect comes from fear.
Yeah.
We know that either we're putting fear in them or they're putting fear in us, but there's fear on that football field.
And I think the fear part is probably one of the most important things. Like, when we played, you were telling me that you were confident 1,000% of the time that you played in the games?
No.
Or were you scared a little bit?
You're scared. Scared of the coaches, scared of letting down the coaches. You're in fear of letting down your teammates.
Yep.
Like how many times do we get told, look to your left and right? You gotta perform for that guy on your left and right.
And quite honestly, you're scared to be embarrassed on national TV giving up a big sack.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden you're on ESPN on freaking Sunday and Monday, and there's your dumbass missing a block and getting your quarterback hurt, or getting blown up on TV.
But that's us playing out of fear. This, and I agree with you, but this is instilling fear in the opponent, which is just a motivational talk I mean, that's football.
This is how you get respect.
How you get respect. Invoke fear.
We need to find out
respect.
in the first 2 seconds of the game.
Set the tone.
A little wide
Punch him in the mouth. I mean, how can I do that?
Gonna find out about his concussion. If he's playing, he's healthy. If he's not, let's get him off the field.
We need to decide. We need to decide whether Crabtree wants to be a fake ass prima donna or he wants to be a tough guy. We need to find the one. We want human. They got that outside ACL. We need to decide how many times we can beat Frank Gore's head. We need to decide how many times we can bull rush and we can fuck.
Again, so talking about Frank Gore is coming off concussions, some guy rehabbing an ACL injury. These are all reports that we receive, injury reports for players. So you know who's injured and who's not, or who's coming off an injury. That's common knowledge for opposing teams. And
it's common knowledge even for the public, because the public gambles on these games.
Sure.
That's why that's the only reason the injury report is even out there.
Right.
So that's for the public. We take advantage of it, knowing who's injured, who's possible, who's out.
You know, and in our podcast, you talk about how hard it is to win in college, how hard it is to win in the NFL, even harder. You're going to exploit those details. If someone has a concussion, you're going to try to ring their bell, get them out of the game.
Absolutely.
And if someone is coming off like a rolled ankle or a separated shoulder or an ACL, you're going to test him and make him doubt himself, make him slow down, make him hesitate for you to gain an advantage. There's nothing in this video so far that would make you say, oh my gosh.
And the big key, though, is what the normal fan and the public doesn't understand is when we say test them, if they really are injured, they're not supposed to be on the field.
Correct. And
we play violently when we're on the field. So test them means we're going to let them know if they're hurt, they better get off the field.
And I'm not telling you to go after it. Forget,
nobody's shot. Yeah, no one's trying to hurt anybody that way.
It is, but I'm going to make you uncomfortable.
Yes.
As much as I possibly can to make you hesitate to give me an advantage.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're not going to be successful if you don't.
No, that's it. So far, nothing.
Yep.
I put Glenn Davis's ankles all the time. We need to decide. And when they are fearing us, they give us the ball. Alex Smith in the preseason game, when you guys fucking analyzed that motherfucker, had eyes that big. You all saw. One of the things I always say is friends never apologize for the way we speak.
I like that saying.
Fuck yeah. Never
apologize for the way we play.
Fuck yeah.
And I agree.
Prove you understand that you don't apologize.
So that's the famous Gregg Williams Bountygate speech. Nothing in that is against the rules of football, especially football the year that this came out.
And how the hell did we have coaches suspended? And how the hell did we have even the guy gave the defensive
Gregg Williams?
Yeah. How did this even snowball into that?
Like you mentioned early on in our podcast, I think that was one of the beginnings of the pussification of football when everybody started freaking out about injury. Like I say, it's a pendulum. When we were young watching ESPN, it was a top 10 hits. We used to watch people put people to sleep on the field. We played with Jason Dorian. We used to put people to sleep in college on the field. And now the pendulum swung the completely other different way where you can't look at guys. One of the best speeches I heard Tom Brady give was early on in his career, there were certain passes he couldn't throw because he knew if he threw them, he'd lose his receiver for the game, if not the season.
Right.
At the end of his career, he can make any throw he wanted.
Sure.
It's just the way the safety is overtaking it. And I always say we're going to be flag football eventually if we don't bring that pendulum at least back to the middle.
Well, we already started that with the Pro Bowl. We're playing flag football now.
So. That is, Pro Bowls. That's all right. I think that wraps it up. Tune in next week for another episode of 217 South Mills. Hit us up on social media if you got any ideas or questions.
All right, Meatball, say goodbye.
Media enjoyed the video too.